west end of the park, so not where the dogs go, but the other side. 6 p.m. and it'll just be a soft flow and sound. So very similar to chill vibes. Anyway, and if you have any questions about those, you're welcome to ask. And they're both by donation as well. Okay. Anything else before we get going? Any announcements of your own? Okay. Let's just practice. So I'm actually going to have us start on our backs today. So go ahead and just lay down on your back. And if it would feel good, maybe you even take your arms long and your legs long to stretch your body out. Maybe you want to hug your knees in for a moment, gentle rock. Maybe you want to just kind of give yourself a little temple massage, forehead massage, even neck massage. So really just take your time, but eventually settle into stillness, position that feels relatively comfortable and sustainable. So maybe you have your legs extended with your arms down by your sides, just like Shavasana. Maybe you want feet on the ground with knees bent, feet together, knees apart. Maybe you want to bring one hand to your heart space, one hand to your belly. So there's no right or wrong, but just what feels most resonant for you this morning. And then eventually let your eyes close and see if you can really give all of your weight to the ground. So not trying to hold yourself up at all, not resisting gravity, but just giving in. Almost like you're melting into the ground. And just take a moment to notice everything that is creating this moment as it is. So literally just feeling the ground underneath you, the air on your skin, noticing the sounds around you. Noticing the rise and fall of your breath. And also taking a little inventory of your own inner space. So what is present for you, not just physically, but also energetically and emotionally? Maybe it's easy to notice what's there, and maybe it's difficult. Maybe there's a lack of sensation, a lack of feeling. And that's okay. So no judgment, but just going inside and getting curious. Next time you inhale, very intentionally fill up as big as you can. When you think you are full, see if you can even take an extra little sip at the top. And then open your mouth and sigh it out. Let it go. Ah. Very nice. Again, just like that. Great big inhale. Fill up. Take a moment. Pause. Extra little sip if it's there. And big, huge sigh when you're ready. Ah. One last time, just like that. Inhale, fill up. Pause. Hold longer than you want to, longer than is absolutely comfortable. See if you can keep holding your breath, but a little bit of softness around it. And then when you're ready, open your mouth and release. Let it go. Nice job, friends. Ujjayi breath now. So seal your lips. Gently constrict the muscles in the back of your throat. And see if you can start to create that little noise, that whisper noise, that oceanic sound with your breath. So inhale is like you're taking a really, really deep, slow motion gasp. Exhale is like you're fogging up a window with your lips sealed over the breath. So essentially you're fogging up a window on the inside of your body. You're starting to build your own internal heat. So you can stay right here, just simply laying on your back, connecting to your breath and noticing for as long as you'd like. As you are ready to add some movement, just draw your knees towards your belly. And you can either rock gently side to side, or maybe you want to kind of trace the outline of your sacrum against the ground. Take your knees in little circles. Maybe you want to move your knees in different directions, so that'll get more into your hips. You can draw little hearts with your kneecaps. Throw them into a mixing bowl, move them in opposite directions. So no right or wrong, just feeling around. And then eventually, supine spinal twist, let your knees fall over to the right. Left arm either extends out to the left or cactus position with your left arm. Gaze up or over your left shoulder and breathe all the way down into your low belly, into your low back. With each exhale, see if you can melt just a little bit more. Yeah, very nice. And then in your next breath or two, slowly find your way over to the other side. So come through center and do something to neutralize your spine and your pelvis. Take a little rock, give your knees a big squeeze, maybe even a full body stretch, lots of options. And then legs will eventually go left, right arm out to the right, or cactus with your right arm. Breathe down into your low belly, down into your low back. Each exhalation is an invitation to soften a little more. So letting go of any tightening, contraction, resistance that you're holding with each exhalation. And gentle effort behind your breath. So you should be able to feel your inhales even still down in your belly. That expansion. And then the letting go, the contraction, hugging in each exhalation. When you feel pretty much even on both sides, and I'll leave it up to you, come back to center. Start to take, once again, those little rocks just side to side, or if you want, moving your knees around in different directions. From here, we will eventually end up on our hands and knees. So you can get there your own way if you prefer. Invitation to take some rocks and rolls forward and back along your spine. Make them as smooth as possible. So engage your core. And then after a few rounds of rocking and rolling, rock up, cross your ankles, bring your hands to the ground in front of you, and just roll over your feet, coming into a tabletop position. And you might need to crawl back a little bit so you're nice and centered on your mat. Once you are in tabletop position, start your own intuitive exploration of your body from here. So that might be cat-cow undulations, that might be big, huge circles with your hips, or maybe just little circles with your hips. Maybe you want to sit back into a child's pose and just rest there for a few breaths. There's no right or wrong. You can get into your wrists and your forearms, spin your fingers out or back, turn your palms to face up. You might even extend one leg back and then the other. You might even sit back into a hero's pose, kneeling position, and explore from there. Yeah, beautiful. So this is not an exercise for your mind. You're not thinking your way through. You're feeling your way through. If it's helpful, close your eyes. Go inward, put your awareness in your spine, put your awareness in your hips, in your shoulders, in your right hand. So much to feel if you pay attention. In your next few rounds of breath, next 3 to 5 rounds, downward facing dog is our eventual destination. So you can start transitioning back however you would like, whenever you are ready. And just do so with mindfulness, with awareness. So even your transitions, you're not just plopping yourself from one pose to the next. Your transitions are slow, intentional, mindful. You're feeling into how your core engages to help you move up into your down dog. You're feeling into the strength in your arms and your shoulders and your hands. Once you are back in your dog pose, keep feeling around, keep exploring. So maybe that means you want to pedal out your heels. Maybe you want to bring your feet all the way out to the width of your yoga mat and just shift your weight from side to side. Maybe you want to give your head a nice little shake or nod. Let your neck relax. Let your head be heavy. See if you can feel in your down dog a connection to your center. So rather than feeling like all of the weight is coming down into your hands, imagine that you're using your hands to take energy from the ground. So spread your fingers, push down with your fingertips, and move energy all the way up. Imagine there's a rope attached to your belly button, and it's literally pulling up, tugging towards the top corner of the back wall. Take one more great big inhale, everyone, into your down dog. You look awesome. As you exhale, gaze to the top of your space, and however you want to get there, forward fold, top of your yoga mat. Once you have arrived, we'll hang out here for a moment. So you can take ragdoll if you want, grab opposite elbows, perhaps hands behind head, interlace your fingers at the base of your skull, give the back of your neck some traction. I recommend for this first fold at least, feet hips width distance apart. That just gives your pelvis a little more space, gives your hips a little more space. Make sure all 10 toes face forward. And then try, rather than rocking back into your heels, bring your weight forward more into your toes and the balls of your feet. And then just focus on lifting your sit bones, lifting your butt as high as you can. Feel that connection to your center. That invisible rope is still pulling straight up. Crown of your head towards the ground, back of your neck long. One more deep breath. Next inhalation, halfway lift position. Spine long, back of your neck long. So spine is parallel to the ground. Nice, Laura. Exhale, bow and fold. Let's do that once more. Halfway lift. Focus on pressing back through the tops of your thighs and broadening through your sit bones. Exhale, fold, let it go. And then this time we'll take it all the way up to stand. So lead with your heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Flow with your breath, slow and mindful. Inhale, reach, high mountain. Exhale, hinge at your hips, lead with your heart all the way down. Bend your knees a lot if you feel it in your low back. Inhale will bring you into your halfway lift position. So feel into the length and strength of your back body. Nice, Madison. Exhale, fold, release. All the way to empty. Navel to spine connection from that place. Rise up. Arms reach up. Maybe you gaze up. Hands to heart with your exhale. Let's take one more half sun salute just like that. Maybe try closing your eyes as you move through it. Inhale, reach up. So feel the length in your side bodies. Exhale. See if you can take the entire length of your exhale to dive down slowly, then fold in. Beautiful, Elaine. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Stick your butt out. Reach the top of your head forward. Exhale, let it go. Find emptiness first, then press into your feet. Lead with your heart. Rise up. Arms reach, hands to heart. Nice, Susan. Exhale. All right, friends. Inhale, take your arms up. And then this time we're going to bring our hands behind our back. Interlace your fingers here. Make sure your shoulders, they're not rolling forward to get your interlace. They're rolling back and down. So shoulder blades hug your spine. Maybe your elbows even bend and you press your palms together. Then imagine your elbows are magnetized. See if you can reach your hands back. And then only if you want to, add a little baby back bend. Press your hips gently forward, hug in with your inner thighs, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Try not to let your head fall back, but think of extending back. Strength in the sides of your neck. Take one more in-breath. Hands stay clasped, hinge at your hips, lead with your heart. Exhale all the way down into your fold. Hang out here in your fold with your fingers interlaced. See if you can lift your sit bones higher. Weight slightly forward so your heels are light against the ground. Use your core to help you balance. To lift your butt up and then crown of your head down. Neck is relaxed, head is heavy. See if you can lift your knuckles higher. Take one last big in-breath. Nice Chandra. Exhale, hands to low back. Gently release your clasp. Let your arms hang, dangle. You can shake them out gently if you want. Next, big inhalation, halfway lift position. Realign your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your yoga mat, plank position. Inhale at the top of your push-up, come to your knees or rock forward. So you're on your very tippy toes. Exhale, slowly lower down one strong straight line, chaturanga. Inhale, we're gonna take a Spider-Man Cobra. Bring your hands out nice and wide onto the hardwood floor, up on your fingertips, elbows face the sky, lift your heart. Exhale, take a little twist to your right, left shoulder dips down. Inhale, back through center, heart lifts, tone your belly, press through your pelvis and shoelaces. Other side as you twist, left, breathe out. Inhale, back through center. You can go one more time each way, or you can take a different variation of a heart opener if you'd like. Eventually, no hurry, downward facing dog is where we will meet up. So moving through whatever you are moving through with awareness, with breath. That is the practice. That's the yoga. You're tuning out if you've gone somewhere else. Now you're just stretching. Now you're just mindlessly moving your body. Come back. Be in your body. Connect to your breath. Once you are back in down dog, ujjayi. And real quick, if you would like a hands-off practice today, you do not want any physical adjustments. I do not take it personally, but just lift one of your legs in the air for a moment. Okay, thank you so very much. Back to down dog. Couple more rounds. You can move if you want to, explore if you want to, or you can just find stillness through your outer body. Even in stillness, there's lots going on inside. Feel those little micro movements. Feel your breath rising and falling, expanding, contracting. One more big inhale, push the ground away. Exhale, gaze forward, however you want to get there, top of your mat, forward fold. With your inhalation, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, let it go. Root through your feet, rise all the way up. Arms reach up. Hands to heart center as you exhale. All right, inhale, take your arms up. And then exhale again, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Maybe bend your elbows and press your palms together. Squeeze your elbows towards one another, hands reach back. We're gonna add a chair pose here. So weight in your heels, bend your knees, and sit your butt back. This should feel pretty awkward. Your heart is lifted, your shoulders are open. Notice if you are pressing your ribs way forward, little tone of your belly to draw your ribs back just a slight little bit. Stay where you are at, or see if you can float up to your tiptoes. Maybe sit your butt a little bit lower. Slow and steady breath. Take one more round. Listen carefully. End of your exhale, heels down, forward fold. Keep your clasp, if you can, inhale to a halfway lift position. So use your clasp to help you lengthen and strengthen through your back body. Exhale, fold. One more inhale, lift your knuckles higher. And then exhale, hands to low back, release your clasp, let your arms hang down. Whenever you are ready, plank position, pause there. So spread your fingers, push the ground away, find your strength. We're gonna move into a side plank. Right hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of right foot. Or if you would like, right knee can come down, right forearm can come down to modify. So your own variation, whatever works best. in this moment for you. Option to reach your left arm forward, lengthen through your left side. If your bottom knee is not on the ground, lift your hips even higher, and then maybe even float your left leg up. Very nice, you guys. Awesome, Jody. One more big inhale. As you exhale, slow motion plank or modified plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Push the ground away, maybe rock forward to your tippy toes. And then exhale, chaturanga, slowly lower. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Take your time, no rush. We'll meet just in a tabletop position, hands and knees. So from hands and knees, find your strength. Spread your fingers and actively push into the ground. Feel your shoulders and even your pectoral muscles fire up. Draw your belly button in and up. And then take your right arm forward, your left leg back, spinal balance. So we're not going for a smiley face shape here. We're going for a strong, straight, powerful line. Reach through your fingers like you're going to shake somebody's hand. So thumb faces up, palm faces in. And then press with your back foot like you're trying to stomp it on the back wall. Draw your belly button in and up slightly and feel that connection to center. One more in breath. As you exhale like you're moving through honey, elbow to knee, curl in, hollow out, empty out. Good. Inhale, re-extend, slow and smooth movement. Just like that again. Exhale all the way to emptiness, elbow to knee. Yeah. Inhale, re-extend. Got 3 total. So with your exhalation, take your last one all the way to empty. Inhale, re-extend. Move towards a half bow. So right arm will reach back, left knee bends, heel towards your butt, lift your heart. This may be where you stay, perfectly fine. If it is available, grab your ankle or the top of your foot. Once you've got it, gentle leverage, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, hug in with your inner thighs. Yeah, wherever you're at, can you still breathe down into your belly? Soften through your face. One last round. Awesome work, you guys. End of your exhale, slowly re-extend. Find neutral spine, breathe in. Yes, and then one last time, elbow to knee. Should feel good now, like a counter pose. Curl in. Inhale, lengthen. And let it go. Exhale. All right, take your right leg now out to the right. Toes face directly forward. Your heel comes straight out from your hip. This is called gating your right leg. Left arm out to the left and then all the way up to the sky as high as you can. You might even lift to your right fingertips. Breathe in here. And on an exhale, thread your left arm underneath you. Reach first through as far as you can. So reach, reach, reach. Then come down to rest gently on the outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. Breathe a lot into your back body. Breathe into the space in between your shoulder blades, back ribs, kidneys. Sometimes I like to take my right hand and interlace my fingers with my left hand. And I kind of use my right arm to pull my left arm further, and I feel it more in my back body. So there's lots of ways to explore here. What feels good to you? If you don't like having your right leg extended, you can always set your right knee back down. Take about 2 or 3 more rounds, soft face. Unclench your jaw. All the way to empty with your exhalations. Nice work, everybody. If you do happen to have your right hand lifted, start to bring your right hand back to the ground. And then next time you inhale, unthread your left arm. Reach out and up one more time. Exhale, left hand down. Pick up your right foot and swing your right leg over so your right toes come off the left side of your mat. See if you can pull your hips to the right just a bit. So kind of lean to the right with your body and then gaze back over your left shoulder. So think of gazing back, looking at your tiptoes, not just with your eyeballs, your head, and your neck, but with your whole body. Yeah, feel into it. Breathe into it. One last breath. Good job. Come back to a regular tabletop position and then take it back to downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. Reconnect. All right, from your down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. And take a moment to square off your hip. So if you wanted to open your hip or roll out your ankle, anything like that, you can. But then eventually find square. So inner thighs face each other. Right hip faces down, slightly back. A lot of us can't lift our right leg quite as high with our hips square. That's okay. We're not going for height. We're going for length, strength, and power. Awesome, Christine. Take one more big inhale. Press down through your fingertips, up with your right foot. Exhale, knee to your nose. Round your spine, hollow out your belly. Push the ground away. Step forward softly. Nice, Kate. So into your low lunge, and then take your time to rise up into crescents. Hips are square, all of your toes face forward. The stability is in your legs. So energetically, you're pulling front hip back. You're pulling back hip forward. Plug the femur bones into the hip sockets. Little tone through your lowest, deepest abdominals to support your low spine. Heart is lifted. Maybe your gaze is lifted. So your upper body, it's your own unique expression today. What does it feel like to you? What do you want to invite into your pose? What energy? Can you feel your breath? Big, spacious, slow, steady. Maybe you even play with just closing your eyes, feeling it from the inside, falling out of balance, finding it again. So this is a practice. Remember that. One more inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands to your front thigh and lean forward. We're preparing for a balance. Hug in with your inner thighs, root into your front foot, lean forward. Back foot floats off the ground. So back leg strong. Spine is parallel to the earth. Stay here or reach your right arm forward. Right arm forward, left leg back. Take one more inhale. Stay here if you want. Otherwise, exhale. Right elbow, left knee, curl in. Just like we did on our hands and our knees, same thing. Inhale, reach. Slow motion, elbow to knee, round, hollow out. Use your breath. Inhale, re-extend. We've got 3 total. Exhale, smooth, elbow to knee. Inhale, re-extend. Everybody hold your fullest warrior 3 for one more round. Maybe you extend both arms forward. And then land at the top of your yoga mat, forward fold. Left foot comes down next to right. Give your right leg a nice little shake out. Yeah, walk it out. Halfway lift position. Next time you inhale, realign your spine. Exhale, fold and bow. Root through your feet all the way up. Arms reach up, stretch, lengthen. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, inhale, arms up. Exhale, regular chair pose. So sit back, weight in your heels. Yeah, you might gaze down. Make sure you can see your toes. Make sure they're facing directly forward. Feet are parallel. Choose to stay right here or bring your arms parallel to the ground. Lift up to your tiptoes. Slowly, you can either keep your knees where they're at, or this is called awkward chair. Squeeze through your upper thighs. Slowly lower down. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Slowly lift back up. Everybody meet in a regular chair pose. So stay in your legs, heels down, arms up. Nice work. One more round of breath. Soft through your face. End of your exhale, fold, dive down. Lift halfway, lengthen. Breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, plank position. Pause in your plank, side plank. Left hand is your foundation this time. Roll into the baby toe edge of left foot. Good. Left forearm, left knee can come down. If you're modifying, no big deal. If you have your bottom knee lifted, nice, Chris, lift your hips as high as possible. Maybe you reach your right arm forward, so find that length in your right side. Good, Kate. Maybe you float your right leg up. Your fullest expression in this moment. One last big, huge full body breath. End of your exhale, plank or modified. Take an inhale at the top, push the ground away, maybe rock forward to tippy toes. Exhale, slowly lower with intention. Grow into your own back bend of choice. Inhale, you can stay a little longer if you want. Just for a moment, sit back into a child's pose. Take rest. So hips to your heels, forehead to your mat, or if there's a different position that would feel more restful, totally fine with me if you'd rather take it. And just give yourself a moment to feel what's there. Give yourself a moment to reconnect to your breath. Maybe a couple open mouth sighs would feel good. And then in your next couple of rounds, after a couple more just grounding breaths, again, meet up in a tabletop position, hands and knees. So remember, it's just hands and knees, but there's actually a lot to notice. Spread your fingers, actively push down, draw your belly button in and up, so you feel that connection to your center. Gaze is down, back of your neck is long. So keep all of that, and then left arm forward, right leg back this time. Spinal balance. So hips stay square, inner thighs face each other. Good, Elaine. Try to keep your right arm strong rather than sinking into your elbow or your wrist joint. Use your muscles. One more big inhale, lots of length, lots of strength. Slow motion movement, elbow to knee, curl in. Use your core, use your breath. Inhale, re-extend, lots of length. Not a smiley face shape, but a strong straight line, elbow to knee as you exhale. 3 total with your breath. Inhale, reach. Awesome, Kirsten. And last one, elbow to knee, all the way to emptiness. Inhale, reach, and then move towards your half bow variation. Left arm back, bend your right knee, heel towards your butt cheek. Lift your heart, so not just your head, but your heart. See if you can feel your mid and upper back. Use that mobility there to open through your heart. Maybe you can grab your foot or your ankle once you've got it. Gentle leverage, not forcing anything, just gently encouraging breath by breath. Hug in with your inner thighs, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Breathe down into your belly, soften your face. One last round. Beautiful, you guys. See if you can come back to neutral. Inhale, spinal balance. One more time, elbow to knee, make it feel good. Curl in, get that nice counter pose. Inhale, lengthen, and then lower down. Left leg straight out to the left. Gate your left leg out to the left. Toes face forward. Heel comes straight out from your hip. And then right arm to the right and all the way up to the sky. Maybe you lift to left fingertips. Breathe in here. Exhale, thread your right arm underneath. First, reach as far as you can, then come down to rest. Outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. Any variation you want to take on this side, just make sure your breath is right there. Shoulder. Good job, friends. About 2 or 3 more rounds. Focus on your deep breathing. So how big can you expand into your back body? How empty can you become with your exhalations? If you happen to have your left hand lifted, bring your left hand slowly back to the earth. On an inhale, unthread your right arm, reach it out and up one more time as high as you can, and then right hand to the ground. Pick up your left foot and swing your left leg all the way off. So left toes off the right side of your mat this time. See if you can pull your hips over to the left. Gaze back over your right shoulder. Feel around, maybe rock forward, back, maybe come down to one forearm or bend one or both elbows, maybe round your back a lot. What does that feel like? So this is just an exploration in feeling your own body, getting curious about the space inside of you. Last big breath. Come back to tabletop. And then take it back to downward facing dog. If you want to move through a vinyasa to get there, fine with me. Okay, Ujjayi, next big inhale, left leg back and up. So if you want to open your hip at first or roll out your ankle, fine, but eventually square off your hips. So feel into inner thighs facing one another. It's the same thing when we were on our hands and our knees. When we reached one leg back, we want our hips square. Same thing here. Yes, you guys look awesome. Nice, Susan. Take one more inhale. Press down into your fingertips. Press up into your left foot. Exhale, knees to your nose. So round your spine. Scoop out your belly on your back. Tippy toes. Then step forward softly. Take your time to rise up to crescents. So strengthen your legs. Your legs are your strong foundation. You want your back leg to feel just as important as your front leg here. So pull front hip back hip forward. And rather than feeling like you're leaning forward, feel as if you're nice and centered. You can find a lift in your heart. Feel that tone in your low belly. Beautiful, Chris. And then feel slow and steady, your inhales and exhales flowing through. Nice, Tracy. Notice if there's anywhere your breath gets stuck. Is there any way you can adjust to change that? Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands to your front thigh. Prepare for your balance. Lean forward. Keep hugging in with your inner thighs. That's going to help you balance a lot. Root into your front foot and just float your back foot off the ground. So you're in a halfway lift with your spine. Back foot parallel to the ground. If it's helpful, bend your standing leg. Take your left arm forward if it's available to you. So left arm forward, right leg back. One more big inhale. Stay and hold or exhale, elbow to knee, slow and smooth. Inhale, re-extend. Use your breath, use your core. Exhale, elbow to knee. Really intentional. Inhale, lengthen. Just one last time, elbow to knee. All the way to empty in your breath. Inhale, lengthen, fullest expression of warrior three. Everybody, one last round. And forward, fold top of your space. Good work. Give your left leg a nice little shake out. Inhale, lift halfway, realign. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet. Take it all the way to stand. Arms reach up. Breathe in. Hands to heart. Breathe out. All right. Just bring your hands to your hips and keep your right foot planted. Step your left foot back about a foot or so. So setting up for a pyramid pose. Personally, I like my feet on two train tracks with all my toes facing forward. Some people prefer their back foot slightly angled out to the left, more on a balance beam. So it's up to you. We're going for square hips. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Squeeze your inner thighs. Inhale, arms up. And then exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. You could also grab opposite elbows or take reverse prayer, reverse namaste, if that's available to you. See if you can start to open the fronts of your shoulders and the front of your heart a little more, maybe even lift your gaze. One more in-breath. And then exhale, pull your right hip back, reach your heart forward all the way down. Forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel towards your spine. Keep pulling your right butt cheek up, and pressing it back. Yes. If you don't like the arms and you just want to focus on the legs, at any time you can let your arms go. Good job, everyone. You look awesome. Use your breath. So each exhale, that's your invitation. You fold just a little bit further. See if you can stay really rooted through the inner edge of your front foot. You might even pick up your front toes and spread them. Take one last huge round of breath here. Very nice. End of your exhale, slowly release your arms. Bring your fingertips to the ground. You can bend your front knee if you need to. And then just step your left foot all the way to the back of your mat. So you're in a low lunge. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out to the width of your yoga mat. And there's lots of options here. Option 1, lizard lunge. Back knee comes down, untuck your back toes. Let your hips move towards the ground as you lift your heart up. So it's almost like you're trying to do a cobra pose with your heart. There's also the variation where you keep your hips lifted and lower your heart down. That'll get more into your right hip. First variation will get more into your left hip flexor. You could also take a twist, cat grabs its tail. So you do you. Back knee can come down or stay lifted depending on where you want to go with it. Yeah. So you choose, and wherever you choose to go, just make sure you can breathe. Make sure your breath is flowing. Feeling into your own body. If at any point you want to spin your right toes a little bit out to the right, roll onto the outer edge of your right foot, that's also totally fine as long as you keep your ankles strong. Take about 2 or 3 more breaths. If you are uncomfortable, can you just be with that? Know that it's only temporary. Breathe into it, soften around it. One last huge inhalation. When you think you are full, see if you can take an extra sip, send it down into your hips. Open your mouth and sigh. Good work. Come back up onto your hands if you're not there already. And then tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Just work your front foot back. You'll be in a plank position. Inhale at the top of your plank. Exhale to slowly lower. Back bend of your choice, lift your heart. And then just for a moment, child's pose, sit back and rest. Big deep breath. If you would like, a couple big sighs out your mouth. As you're ready, downward facing dog. All right, inhale your right leg high. This time, open up your hip. So try not to move anything else as you bend your knee and peel it open. So feel that opening in the front of your right hip. This may be where you stay. If this feels good, please feel free to stay here. Option 2, flip your dog if you would like. Right foot comes down behind you. Heart forward, lift your hips, back muscles strong. Nice trace. Good, Chandra. Take one last round. Those of you in the back bend. Beautiful, Madison. And then everybody just a regular down dog. So come back, walk it out, pedal it out. One last inhale into your dog pose. Exhale, look forward, step, tiptoe, or hop, top of your mat. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise, arms reached up, stretch. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, hands to your hips again. And then this time your right foot steps back about a foot or 2. It depends how long your legs are. You want both feet flat on the ground. Personally, I like to train tracks, all 10 toes face forward. Some people like their back foot at an angle, more of a balance beam situation. So what works best for you? What helps you get square hips? Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward, inner thighs hug in, arms to the sky. Breathe in, lengthen through your side bodies. Exhale, hands behind your back. You choose either clasp, grab opposite elbows, or reverse prayer, reverse namaste. That'll be a really nice wrist and forearm stretch. Sometimes it's too much for me personally, so you do you. See if you can find a little bit of lift and opening through the front of your heart and the front of your shoulders. One last in-breath. Focus on pulling your left hip back as you hinge. So exhale, heart reaches forward, left hip pulls back, 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 back. And then eventually forehead towards shin, nose toward knee, navel towards spine. Keep pulling your left hip back and keep pressing back through the very, very top of your left thigh. If the arms are taking away from the stretcher, getting in your legs, or the way you're able to work with this pose, at any time you can just let go of the arms. Good. Very nice awareness, everyone. I love it. Use your breath. Exhale to dive just a little bit deeper. Yeah. 16. Good work. Last couple rounds. Working your pose with your breath, feeling whatever there is to feel rather than trying to avoid it. If you've still got your arms behind you, slowly release. Bring your hands to the ground, fingertips to the ground, bend your front knee if needed. And then from here, just step your back foot all the way back, so you're in a low lunge. And then bring your hands to the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot out to the width of your mat. It might even come onto the hardwood floor. So all the way out, and then again, it's your choice. You can take that lizard lunge, lift your heart, let your hips drop down. You can take the variation with your hips lifted, your heart lowers down. You could take cat grabs its tail, twisted variation. So lots of options. What feels most beneficial in your body on this side? And it's not always the hardest option. Sometimes staying in less difficult, quote unquote, difficult variation of the pose is what your body needs. If you try to force something, hardly ever is that beneficial. Usually you just compensate with another part of your body. So be where you are and breathe into it. Soften around your heart edges. Good awareness. Nice, Trace. Last couple breaths. Side out your mouth if it feels intense. Give it somewhere to go. Nice work, friends. Lift back up onto your hands if you're not there already. And then lift your back knee off the ground. So tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Work your left foot back. You'll be in a plank position. Take an inhale, push the ground away, find your strength. Exhale to slowly lower. Lift your heart, back bend of your choice. Take your time. And then eventually, child's pose, sit back and rest. Big deep breath. Big grounding breath. And a couple more grounding breaths here. Just feel your connection to the ground. Feel the way it holds and supports you. Back to downward facing dog. All right, inhale, left leg high. Slowly with awareness, peel your hip open, bend your knee, just like your hip is a hinge on a door and your left leg is the door, it swings open. Might feel really good to stay here. Otherwise, option to flip. Left foot comes down, left arm forward. Heart wants to look forward at this front wall. Can you let it? Lift your hips more, back muscles strong. One last round. And everybody, regular down dog, come back, walk it out. You can either from here just lower your knees down and sit back into a child's pose, or inhale, rock forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, heart lift. Exhale, everybody, child's pose. From your child's pose this time, option to walk your hands over to the right side. I like my knees together when I'm taking these side stretches, just personally. So breathe into that length in your left side body. And then just switch, walk your hands through center off to the left. Pull your right hip back as you reach through your right fingertips, maybe even a gentle leverage. So I kind of push my body to the right as I reach to the left. Breathe. And then back to center. Come up to hands and knees. We're going to move into box pigeon today. So right knee to the back of your right wrist, and then you can just kind of sit your hips over to the right. Let your hips kind of collapse. Bring your right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. So it's completely parallel to the front edge of your mat. Your back shin, your left shin, sort of kind of parallel to the left long edge of your mat, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Flex your feet like your feet are standing on invisible walls. Lift your heart up and see if you can just get really tall through your spine, and then take your arms out. So you're sitting up, just using your own strength, your own posture. Take your arms to the sky now, and then turn your body just slightly to the left so your heart is facing towards your right heel. Inhale here, like you're doing a swan dive, heart towards your right big toe. Exhale, dive down. When you can't go any further, you can just round. So for some of you, it might just be a little tilt forward. That's fine. Some of you might be bowing. If you want more, option to bring your right elbow to the sole of your right foot. And then prayer hands, or make a fist with your right hand. Press your left palm into your fist. So you're working a twist at the same time as you're working the opening in your hips. Yes, good job. This is a very safe position to explore your hips in. So if there's a way that you want to feel around here, go for it. You can walk your body over to the right, over to the left. Try different things with your arms or your legs even a little bit. So just feeling, breathing, noticing. Yeah, take about 5 more rounds. Should be your right hip. So come out of it a little bit. Just come back up with your upper body. All the way back up. Turn this way, and then think of going that way. Is that okay? Do you feel like? And if you want to feel it more, you might go further this way for you. Is that okay? All right, friends, last couple rounds. Ruby was jealous of the attention. All right, start to lift your upper body. Now, once you're lifted, this is just a for fun exercise with your back leg. You're gonna see if you can keep your arms lifted, so arms might reach out. Maybe you wanna bring hands to heart. You'll take your back leg and bring it all the way over to the outside of your right thigh. Do that a couple more times. Take it back, and then bring it forward. Take it back. Try to keep your spine as long as you can. This mobility is coming from your left hip joint. Yeah, so just play. When you've had enough, you will stay with your left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Grab hold of your knee. Your right heel can slide closer to your left butt cheek, or you can extend your right leg forward, whichever feels best for you. Try to get to a place where both sit bones are rooted. Hug your knee in, sit up tall. Take your left arm up. Inhale. And then exhale, twist to your left. Left hand comes down behind. You can keep your right hand where it's at, or if there's a variation you like, you can latch your left elbow, you can bind, or excuse me, your right elbow. You can bind your arms if it's available. Your hand behind you as much as possible. Don't use it to put your weight on or to lean back on, but use it to help you lengthen your spine more. Broaden through the front of your shoulders, through your collarbones. Breathe all the way down into your belly. Last couple rounds. Very nice, you guys. Very end of your next exhalation, unwind just your upper body for now. Bring your hands over to the right side of your mat. Round your back, so like a little bow, your left butt cheek can lift. Should feel good. I personally like to push my hands into the ground and round my spine more as I kind of turn to the back a little more. Feels good in my low back. Take one more breath. And then lift back up. Uncross your legs. Take your legs forward. Give them a little shake out. Feet on the ground with your knees bent. Feet mat width distance apart. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift your heart. Breathe in. Exhale, knees go right. Inhale through center. Knees go left. Focus on pressing your top knee forward and down. Inhale through center. Other side. Slowly with your breath. You might even work your upper body kind of opposite of your knees. Turn the other direction. Good job, friends. And then after a few rounds of these, next time your knees fall to the left, just keep them there. And from here, you'll sit up and kind of just twist your legs around a little bit. So coming back into that pinwheel shape with your front shin parallel to the front edge of your mat, right shin somewhat parallel to the right edge of your mat. And then sit up tall, face forward. Either reach your arms out, arms up, or hands to heart for just a moment. So try to find length in your spine with this position in your legs. Turn your heart just slightly to the right. So facing your heart towards your left heel. Arms reach up, breathe in, everybody. And then as you exhale, heart towards your left big toe. So hinge, hinge, lengthen, lengthen, then release. If you want to work that twisted variation with left elbow at the sole of your left foot, go for it. If you want to explore walking your hands to one side or the other side. So left knee just right here. Even more, yeah, and then we're going this way this time a little bit. Yeah, is that okay? You're a lot different on this side. And then wherever you're at, make sure your breath is there. Again, if you're not breathing, probably you're not getting much out of it. Your body's just kind of holding it until it doesn't have to hold it anymore. So let your body know we're here to relax. We're here to stay. Slow breaths, big, long exhales. Thanks, Laura. Keep that little bit of activation through your toes, flexion through your toes so your ankles are strong. Just about 3 more rounds. One last big inhale, all the way down into your hips. And then open your mouth and let it go. Lift your upper body again, really tall. Hands wherever you want, to your heart, out to your sides. And just for a moment, play with that mobility in your back hip. Lift your right leg, swing it all the way around. Do that a couple more times, keeping your spine as long as you can. Least amount of movement through your upper body as possible. It's going to have to move a little bit. Just try to keep it minimal. Eventually, right foot will stay on the outside of your left thigh, and you can either slide your left heel closer to your right butt cheek or extend your left leg forward, both sit bones rooted down. Hug your knee in, get taller, reach your right arm up, inhale, and then exhale, twist. Right hand comes down behind. You want to take a variation of some sort with your left arm. Choice is yours. Breathe. So yes, in a twist, it is harder to get your breath all the way down into your belly. So use just that little bit of extra effort. Exhale, twist from the inside. Tiny bit further. So I don't necessarily have to see anything, but you feel it. Really nice, you guys. And end of your next exhalation, just slowly unwind your upper body, hands over to the left side of your mat for your little counter twist, your little bow. So round, maybe even push the ground away. Breathe down into your low back. Lift back up. Uncross your legs. Shake them out. Option for one more round of seated windshield wiper. Or if you want to try something different, see if you can sit again, hands at your heart, and let your legs move in this way without leaning back on your hands. Just see if you can find that mobility through your hip. And then when you have had enough, my friends, all the way down onto your back and right back to our little ball, right back where we started. Hug your knees in, gentle rock. A little massage for your low back. All right, set up for a bridge pose. So feet on the ground with your knees bent. Feet hips width distance apart, all of your toes face forward. If you want to use a block on the skinniest setting, the smallest setting in between your inner thighs, please feel free. So arms down by your sides to start. Exhale, pull your belly button down, scoop your tailbone up so it's a little tuck of your tailbone. And then one vertebra at a time, inhale your spine off the ground. Thanks, Chris. Once you get to the top of your bridge, if you would like, you can work your shoulders underneath you, interlace your fingers one more time. Maybe you want to robot your arms, bend your elbows, bring your elbows in towards your ribs as much as you're able to. And then use that to lift your heart higher. Press down into the back of your head. Hug in with your inner thighs, press down into heels and inner edges of your feet especially. You might pick up your toes and spread them. Breathe down into your belly. If anybody in this class wants to take a full back bend, move into your upward facing bow. Last couple of rounds, feel free to go for it. Otherwise, stay where you are. Feel that expansion through your front body. Feel that stretch through the front of your thighs. Soft through your face. Good work. And then I will let each of you, just in your own time, with awareness, ease your way back down. So slowly coming back to neutral. Once you're back in neutral spine, one last round of windshield wipers. This time you're on your back, feet wide. Practice your arms or tee out your arms side to side. And then next time your knees fall over to the right, keep them there for about 3 breaths. Option to bring the outer edge of your right foot to the outside of your left knee if you want. And use that to create a gentle leverage. So you're working your left knee forward and down. Good job, you guys. And then after about 3 breaths or so on this side, Slowly find your way over to the other side. Same option here. So outer edge of left foot might come to the outside of your right knee. And when you feel pretty much even on both sides, come back to center. Sometimes I like to rest just for a moment with my feet apart, knees together, constructive rest pose that just opens up some space in your low back. Eventually move into a happy baby pose. In your happy baby, give yourself just a moment to play, maybe rock side to side, maybe extend one leg and then the other, both legs at the same time. If there are any other poses, stretches, movements that you want to take to complete your own practice, give yourself a few rounds to do so. So about 5 to 7 breaths. Maybe there's one last inversion you're feeling. Maybe you just want to rest for a bit with your feet together, knees apart. Maybe you want to go straight into your Shavasana. As you guys settle in, I will read to you. This is by Rachel Macy Stafford. She says, "Today I might have too many things on my plate, but I will remember that I don't have to do them all. Today I might have too many balls in the air, but I will remember to catch the most important ones. Today might be one mad dash from morning to night, but I will remember my people cannot kiss a moving target, and I'll stop for love. I will stop for love. Today I might feel like I am going nowhere, but I will remember how far I've come. Today I might have my patience tested, but I will remember the saving grace of a 3-second pause and a big deep breath. Today I might mess up many times, but I will remember I'm the only one keeping track. Only love today. Only love today. Today I might not see the blessings beneath the mess, but I will remember to keep looking. Today I will try to remember the glorious offerings of this day. A chance to love and be loved. A chance to live and let live. A reason to celebrate. A time to breathe. A shot at peace. And one less regret tomorrow." So these last few moments are yours. Let your breath be effortless and give yourself this time and this space just to simply be and to take in all the energy that's flowing through, all that aliveness inside of you, all that love that you are made of. I'll come around with a little essential oil spritz. If you do not want it near you or on you, just put one hand on your belly. Okay, thank you. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And just start to wiggle through your fingers and your toes. And gently bring movement back into your body. Eventually roll to either side, fetal position. And take one last moment, just resting there on your side body. Really allow your practice, all the effort and energy from it, to settle in, to soak in. And using the strength in your arms, start transitioning back up into seated meditation, and that's where we will close our practice. So sitting nice and tall, with your eyes closed and your hands gathered to your heart. And just bow your head to your heart and acknowledge yourself. Thank yourself for showing up here today, taking the time to be more intentional, more present, to connect with yourself in a deeper way. Thank you for letting me guide you. Namaste. Thank you so much. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Maybe I'll see you at the park tonight. Who knows? Maybe Kate. Maybe Kate. You're welcome.